medals must emphasize 6 qualities that define character: courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service. Each recipient will receive a certificate and a medal with these 6 qualities listed on this face. This year, I'm proud to present, if they would please come forward, Ava White and Colin Whitey. Ava, now we do a fist bump. Colin, fist bump. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to move on into the honor roll, and I'm going to lead off here, and then we're going to have Mrs. Harbaugh read off a number of names, and we'll have the students come up. Many congratulations are in order this morning for students in grades 5 through 8 for their hard work in maintaining a 3.0 or higher grade point average. There are many students who maintained that grade point average throughout the entire school year. Students who earned a 3.0 to 3.5 grade point average will receive a certificate this morning. For students receiving a 3.51 through 3.84 will receive a certificate with a red ribbon on the certificate. And for the students receiving a 3.85 to perfect 4.0 GPA will receive a certificate with blue ribbon. Achieving a goal is important, and for many of you, that goal may have been to improve by just 1 letter grade. Celebrate that with your family this summer. To all of our returning middle school students, I encourage you to set goals for yourself for next year in all your activities and academics. For our 8th graders who will be moving on to high school, put your best foot forward in the classroom next August. A new beginning is on the horizon for you. Congratulations, students, on your achievements, and thank you for your hard work in the classroom. Mrs. Harbaugh.
Okay, I'm going to start with our white ribbon recipients, and those are the 3.0 to the 3.5 GPA. So if you will come on down, we'll have you come up this way. Mr. Hedrick will give you your certificate, and then we'll have you exit on that side, okay? Gage Atherton. Claire Blue. J.C. Groves. Ty McCullough. Jalen Price. Addison Sharp. Amber Yoder. Charlie Bowers. Sage Putnam. Rylan Reyes. Weston Smith. Jackie Wilson. Braden Woods. Jazzy Bachman. Lily Claycomb. Hallie Deal. Zachary England. Abel Hellman. Coy Johnson. Colton McReynolds. Lily Roeder. Addie Tankersley. Tiana Baskew. Ainsley Deal. Waylon Satterwhite. Emily Yoder, and Troy Yoder. Okay, on to the red ribbon recipients. This is a 3.51 to 3.84 GPA. Liz Gearing, Ashlyn Yoder, Wyatt Grillio, Emmett Harbaugh, Ashton Hopkins, Lindsay Hoyt, Braxton Morris, Julian Reese, Kaylee Vogel, Savannah Chandler, Dawson Dick, Lucas Miller, Brennan Schrog, Nash Burkhart, Boston Hopkins, Cayenne Kaufman, Michael McKinney, Kendra Nelson, Axel Stauffer, and Olivia Vincent. You guys are a great crowd. Good clapping. Okay, my blue ribbon honor roll recipients. This is 3.85 to 4.0. Cheyenne Christick, Lydia Reeves, Carter Stuckey, Colin Whitey, Ava White, Sadler Dufresne, Olivia Gearing, Sally Morrissey, Kyler Yoder, Gunnar Young, Carolyn Anders, Eli Anderson, Lauren Detter, Ophelia Eggers, Callie Epp, Ava Gearing, Malachi Gearing, Lily Nisley, Haley Stuckey, Catherine Whitey, Hallie Yoder, Owen Anderson, Anna Morrissey, and Amity White.
All right, congratulations, everybody. Now we're going to move on to the Stuco recognition. We're going to ask the Stuco kids to come up. Mrs. Tercero, welcome.
So this year in Stuco, our community service projects where we honored our veterans at a football game, and we did our breakfast for badges, breakfast for our local EMS, fire, and police and sheriff. Everybody managed to beat all of those. Proud of them for that. We put on the dance. We hosted a few other things. We helped out with teacher appreciation, and next year their goal was to get one more dance in. So if you're interested in being in Stuco next year, find me at enrollment. But these guys, they also helped out with a lot of stuff around the school. They gave tours with Mrs. Anderson for people to see what needs improved at our school. And whenever we needed somebody to do something like cut out 1,000,000 angels for the angel tree, they got to do it. But don't let Owen open a car door by Mr. Ditter's truck, right? Okay. So they all get their certificates, so I'll call them up one at a time. Kyler Yoder. Sally Morrissey. There you go. Lauren Detter. Amity White. Owen Anderson. Lydia Reeves. Vincent Holm. And Malachi probably thinks I forgot him, but I didn't. He has been in Stuco. He was in Stuco last year and this year. He's the only one that has been here both years with me. And he gets the honor to represent Pretty Prairie this summer at the Kansas State Stuco Leadership Conference. So Malachi here.
All right. Okay, now we're ready to move on. We're going to invite Mr. Day to come up for recognition for exploratory agriculture.
Okay, we had 2 separate classes this year. They both did exceptional. The Discovery degree is basically for your first year of ag. It's where you learn all the basics of the classes and also where your food comes from. But also, we go to multiple contests and we just see how well you do and how well you would do if you were in high school ag. This year we did pretty exceptional. We went to the Ag Ed Academy where we did multiple, basically they just have a contest for you and they throw multiple ag scenarios at you and classifications, and we placed 11th out of the entire district. Then we also had Benton Holm as our high man. Then we went to the Beef Expo, and the interesting thing about this is it's a livestock judging that is basically practice for all the national teams to go to Denver and participate. So this is kind of like their practice before they go to their contest. There were over 400 individuals there, with 200 roughly being in the junior division, and Claire Blue placed 7th in the individual, and she placed 3rd in the cattle species division. That's national champions that she was going up against. So we're pretty proud of her on that end. To get your Discovery pin, you had to pass my class, be active, and also learn the basics of FFA. Multiple people have already gotten them. These are the 10 that were not at the... I'm going to call everybody, but I'm calling up the 10 that didn't get their pin at the awards banquet. So the first one would be Gage Afferton. Got her pin last night. Liz Gehring. Good job. Also got his pin the other night, Dakota Holloway. Coming up on stage, Cheyenne Christick. Coming up on stage, Tyrell McCullough. Coming up, Jalen Price. Also coming up, Addison Sharp. Good job. Carter Stuckey. Ava White. Claire Blue. Coming up, J.C. Groves. Benton Holm. Coming up, Tyler Lemons. Dayton Mose. Livia Reeves. Coming up, Colin Whitey. Coming up, Amber Yoder. And coming up, Ashlyn Yoder. These guys did exceptional, and they were also competitive, and they were also very well behaved. I look forward to having them in Ag next year. Thank you.
Okay, in the fall, we did recognize our athletic teams, and I'd like just to take a quick moment here just to give them a quick recognition. I'm just going to have you stand and be recognized. Could we have the middle school football team please stand? Let's give them a hand for their football season this year. Again, in the fall, we recognized them, and they received their certificates for participation and lettering then. All right, now we're going to move on to track and field, and Mr. White is here running in.
Mercedes, help me with this. Yes, Dennis, would you like to help me, please? I would just like to say, if Vi Graber was as busy as I am as a secretary back in the 90s when I was in high school, I don't know how she survived without running shoes because it's a little chaotic. Okay, so, all right, track and field. So in order to letter in track, you have to score at least 10 points throughout the season, which isn't super hard to do, but it is a little difficult, or you have to place at the league meet, which you can place at the league meet individually, throwing the discus in pole vault, or if you're on a relay that happens to place, then you will also letter track. So you can be on a 4x200 meter relay and not do very well all throughout the year, but if you get 1st through 6th at the league meet, you get a letter, okay? I also have the basketball boys stuff in here, so if you get your track stuff, you may also go get your basketball stuff, and we'll talk about that later, okay? So, should we just have them come up? Is that what you've been doing? Yeah. All right, when I call your name, come up, and we'll give you your pin. If you don't have a letter, then we'll visit with Miss Mercedes, and it's just a red key, and we can get you one of those later, okay? Charlie Bowers, come on up. There you go. Lydia Reeves. Ava White. Jackie Wilson. Addie Sharp. Paige Roberts as a manager. Thank you, Paige. Amity White. White Grillo. Braden Woods. Benton Home. Braxton Morris. Carter Stuckey. Anna Morrissey. Ashton Hopkins. Claire Blue. Emmett Harbaugh. Jalen Price. Ainsley Deal as a manager. Thank you, Ainsley. Owen Anderson. Julian Reese. Cheyenne Christie. Kaylee Bogle. Weston Smith. Dayton Mose. Sage Putnam. Ty McCullough. Lindsay Hoyt. Tyler Lemons, if you're in here, I just saw you in the hallway as a manager. All right, that was track. I think we had, maybe 2 good weather meets this year. Otherwise, it was either windy and cold or windy and 100 degrees or just windy. So thank you for going out for track. Hopefully you all go out next year.
Okay, now we're going to move on to choir and band. Mrs. Ramirez and Mrs. Gumble, if you would please come up. Thank you.
If I could have all the band and choir kids come on up. Are all these music? The whole staff? Should be. As you can tell, this is not Mrs. Ramirez, but Phoenix is helping me out this morning. This has been a great group. It's been challenging because we're coming back after COVID, and when you play an instrument, it really sort of hurt us in numbers and keeping up, because the more you practice, the better you get. So they have learned a lot and come a long way. I've never been so more proud of a group in my life. To letter in band and choir, you needed 100 points, and this is gained by attending all of our required events like contests, our concerts, things like that. And then you get extra points outside of that for volunteer if you went and sat in with the pep band some nights, or if you went and sang with the choir for something, or if you did things in your own church or other organizations. There's a point thing. So 100 points is your letter, and then 200 points gets you a key. So we have a lot of keys in this one. So stay up here. These are Colin Whitey. Where are you? Oh, we have to. He's getting a letter. Letter to Jackie Wilson. Reese. Gage. Sorry. Letter. Sage. Lindsay Hope. Wait, there you are. Wyatt. Really. Get my exercise. Cheyenne. Letter and a key. Dayton. Letter and a key. Braxton, hi, right behind me, letter and key. Jalen, letter and key. Lydia, letter and key. Rylan, Deborah, Steve, Amity. Ava, oh, right behind me. Braden, letter and a key. And Liz. I walk by the same place. Okay, so for these last.
Yeah, I don't want to. Exactly, I'm not going. Why are you part of band?
Let's see, Gage.
Why are you part of band?
This is your choral pin. And Jada. He's our bass drummer. And just because, rest of you, don't you wore that shirt. You knew I was going to do this today. I just can't help myself, because when I made all of these awards, they just reminded me of one of my favorite shows. Okay. Okay, once you receive this, then you can go ahead and sit down.
sounds like That's not a good thing, Riley. Is it not? No. That's nowhere close to a good thing. I love you.
Hey, that was perfect. 2.5 minutes exactly. All right. All right.
Okay, now we're going to take time to recognize our cross-country team. If you were in cross-country earlier this fall, could you please stand? We'd like to recognize you. Let's give these cross-country kids a big hand. Again, these kids received their recognition and certificates back in the fall. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to ask Mrs. Whitey to come up. We're going to recognize the Scholars Bowl team.
If you were in Scholars Bowl this year, can you please come up here? This year we had 4 meets. We usually have 3 meets, but I added one that was not in our league. We got to compete against bigger schools in 2A and 3A, and I am proud to say that we did not get last, okay? And our other 3 league meets, we always placed in the top half. We had to compete in the 8th grade division because I have 2 8th graders on the team and 4 7th graders. So we had to compete in the 8th grade division. It made it a little bit more difficult. Colin was my consistent high scorer in most of the meets except for one. By the end of the year, I was happy to say that Julin and Lindsay improved, and they were getting up there too also in the high scoring. So when I call your name, please come get your pin and your certificate. Colin? Braxton? There you go. Thank you. Lindsay? Dayton?
I got a neat little thing. There you go.
Julin?
I have
And Brayden.
All right, now we're also going to take time to recognize our middle school volleyball team. If you were on the volleyball team, please stand and be recognized. Again, these girls received their letters and certificates in the fall. All right, now we're going to welcome Mrs. Gearing to come down. We're going to have girls basketball.
Okay, good morning. All right, girls basketball. I like all those red shirts out there, ladies. I think maybe they planned this. We're matchies today. So this was my first year coaching middle school girls basketball, and the team just really embraced it. They just welcomed me into, kind of their team that they had established, especially the 8th graders. They even let me beat up on them with some pillows from time to time. And we just really had a great time in the gym. We improved and we got better. And it was just a really, really enjoyable experience for me. And I want to say thanks to Coach B as we kind of came to call her for the brainstorming and all the extra things. And I know Coach White, I think, maybe stepped out, but just thanks to Coach White kind of being the veteran coach he just really kind of helped us along and helped plan things with buses and that sort of thing for us. So thank you to Coach White for all that. So just a little bit on our B and C girls. Man, they were competitive. Our games were close. They fought hard. They brought a lot of energy to our practices. So a shout out to kind of our younger girls on our B and C teams. Excited for the future there. And then to our 8th grade girls, they really just promoted kindness. They modeled hard work for our team. They showed up every day. And I am going to miss these group of 8th grade girls because they just did a lot for our program, and I wish them the best in high school. So just a few stats that I want to share. So I figured up just kind of some points per game. We don't keep a lot of stats other than our points really, but if girls played in 10 or more A-team games, I figured up a few stats for them. And Kaylee Vogel was kind of our leader in our points per game. She had 7.6 she averaged per game. Ava White averaged 6.8 points per game. So those are some good leadership things they had going. Amber was our next point leader for points per game. She's averaged 3 points per game. And then Amity, Jalen, Lydia, and Ava Gearing all would have had some stats for 10 or more A-team games. So congratulations to your achievements this year. Defensive specialists, I got to give a shout out to Amity and Ava and Jalen and Amber, especially in our tournament game. They kind of came to play with that. So proud of them there. In terms of lettering, we lettered girls that clocked any minutes in an A-team game. They will letter for this season. We did have a few 6th grade girls who will just get a provisional letter as they aren't quite eligible for that yet. But our middle school varsity A-team letter awards go to Anna Morrissey. So come on up, Anna. She letters this year. And Amity White. Kaylee Vogel. Amber Yoder. Cheyenne Christick. Good job, you guys. Jalen Price. Lydia Reeves. Look at all those red shirts. I like it. And Ava White. And provisional A-team letter winners for 6th graders, Ava Gearing, Lauren Detter, Savannah Chandler, and Catherine Whitey. We also have pins for our the rest of our team. Chantel Willis, Ainsley Deal, Hallie Yoder, Emily Yoder, Brennan Schrog, Tiana Baskew, Aubrey Ford, Adriana Ford, Lindsay Hoyt, and Julyn Reese. Also want to recognize Liz Gearing, Addie Sharp, and Claire Blue for coming and helping us out at our practices. You guys come on up. We've got a pin for you also for being a part of our team. As you can see, we had a full gym, but it was lots of fun. And we're excited for next year. So get in the gym. get a basketball.
All right, now we're ready for the boys basketball team. Mr. White.
All right, if you played basketball for me this year, let's get up on stage.
Nice living together.
Hi. Hello, Dave. All right, as you can see, we also had a pretty full gym. We were scrounging around to find enough games so that we could have boys play. It was tough, but we did have a lot of fun. I think some of the most fun we have this drill. It's called cutthroat, and it's basically 4-on-4. And when you put someone like Benton against someone like Troy, it can be pretty fun and entertaining. Actually, one time I thought Joel died on us, but he's still here, so that's awesome. I already handed out the pins in the little envelopes that I handed out earlier with track because that's how I roll. But I want to give a big shout out to my 8th graders. I only had 3 of them this year, but they were a huge part of four, yeah. Sorry. I see how it is. They're a big part of our program. We only had a few 7th graders that were on the varsity team. I want to thank them for playing. Usually we do provisional letters, but I will not be the head middle school basketball coach next year. And I had 3 6th graders that played a huge role in our success this year. And I'm not sure what the new coach is going to do, what he's going to bring in. So I'm going to go ahead and give these boys their letter. Malachi Gearing, Eli Anderson, and Troy Yoder. From the very beginning, whether it was ball handling or shooting or defense, these 3 guys stepped up and 95% of the time played like 8th graders as 6th graders. So I'm very proud of them. I hope all these boys play basketball next year, whether it's in middle school or in high school. We're a 1A middle school team and 1A high school, and we need all the help we can get. So get up for my basketball boys. Let's go sit down.
Okay, now we'd like to take time to recognize our middle school cheerleaders. Can I have Mrs. Dirks come up?
All right, can I have all my cheerleaders? Lydia, yes, you too. Saw you looking. Kaylee. There they are. No, I know what you do. You think I do? I had a small group for my first year cheerleading. A couple of them I only had for half the season, which is okay. This group of girls, they're silly. I would tell them sometimes that they are off the wall. But they did focus, they did do their stuff, they did anything I threw at them. Some of them stunting for the first time was fun. And this would happen 90% of the time, is we would do something and then they'd sit and giggle for 5 minutes or so. Because they're silly like that. But they were good. They did everything I asked them. They learned to dance and come on. So, pretty quick, which is nice, but they are good. Claire. And Lydia's. Here's yours. Got it? cheering one way or another, on or off the court, it don't matter. But you guys were fun. Thank you.
Okay, can I have the following 4 students please come up? Boston Hopkins, Ainsley Deal, Ava Gearing, and Emily Yoder. So when we began the school year, we were coming off last year when we were wearing a lot of masks. And then we were still dealing with a lot of close contacts. Remember that? Every time we were dealing with a near close contact, we had to separate and we had to quarantine. So we double-checked Power School, and we can make mistakes sometimes. Did we get that entered in correctly? So we did a check. And I'm gonna count this just in case we might have missed one day on here, because it can happen. A near perfect to perfect attendance, which I think is very remarkable. So I'd like to recognize these kids, and we got pins here for that. Let's give these kids a real big hand for being here as often as they have. Okay, we've now come to the last item here. Before we finish here, we'd like to make sure that we thank everybody again. Once we conclude, we'd like to ask the 8th grade to go ahead and stay right here, because we're going to move right into our graduation practice as soon as we're finished. The Kansas State High School Activities Association, or KSHA, works with participating schools in recognizing the 8th grade girl and boy to each school that have proven to be the most outstanding citizen of their school. Criteria includes 10 areas within the qualities of respect, responsibility, and reverence. A few examples include showing reverence, concern, and respect for the well-being of others, showing respect for students and citizens of the school and community, and displaying good sportsmanship as a participant and a spectator. The recipients of the KSHA Citizenship Award are Elizabeth Gearing and Ty McCullough. And that concludes our awards assembly. We'd like to thank you again for coming out. Those of you watching online, thank you for participating with us. Again, 8th grade, please stay right here. We're going to go ahead and take this time. 7th grade, we'll go ahead and dismiss you to class. 7th grade. Oh, wait, one announcement.
One announcement. So, if you think perhaps you should have been on the honor roll and you did not get a certificate from first semester, I apologize. I have a list, and I know at least one that did not get printed. So, check with me if you think, hey, Harbaugh, I should have got one, okay? So, that was for first semester, by the way. Thanks.
Okay, 7th grade, we'll dismiss you.